Right guys, welcome back to the channel. The postman has been good to me today. A white dwarf has turned up and I am really excited to see what is in here. Of course it is details of the Kharadron Overlords, which I'm really excited about. A new faction to Age of Sigmar, and obviously from what I've seen there's going to be quite a lot of 40k stuff in there for the new board game Armageddon. So let's have a quick look. If you're wondering how we're getting it so early, I've actually subscribed to it, so you pay slightly less, you pay by direct debit, and you can actually end up getting 2 free issues a year, and obviously I've got it 5 days early. So let's have a quick look at the contents. That looks awesome. I've seen pictures of this on the internet. Apparently there's a battle report in it. We've got the Tale of 4 Warlords starting up again, but this time with 40k. Got the Kharadron Overlords release. And obviously quite a lot of details for there. Looks as though there's a card game as well, which looks to be possibly a bit like Malifaux, I'm guessing, seeing as there's normal cards. And of course we've got the Golden Demon entries. So let's have a look. So, Rise of the Sky Lord. So, some really cool looking models here. I don't know what this gunge is that they've got coming out, but I like that they've gone sort of mechanical now with Age of Sigmar, as opposed to everything being entirely fantasy. Obviously dwarves are supposed to be the pinnacle of technology and steam, and this reflects it absolutely fantastically. I think some of the airships very much reminds me of kind of Final Fantasy or something along those lines. It doesn't look as though there's any prices or release date there though, but there's a couple of sneak peeks at the battle tome there. But it says find out more on page 32, so I'll have a look when we get there. Chaos Battle Tome, Blades of Khorne. Of course, if you follow the channel, I am excited about that. I've got a massive Khorne army for Age of Sigmar, and that is exciting. So let's have a look. £25 pre-order April 1st. That's this weekend if you're watching this prior to the release of White Dwarf. Because we've also got the cards for it, which was similar to what the Age of Sigmar ones have, and they're priced at £15. And the Kharadron Overlord ones, pre-ordered the 8th of April, released on the 15th at £10. So I'm guessing that's going to be a little bit of a smaller battle tome. Got a sneak peek at one of the cards here. Brock Grungeson, Lord Magnate of Baraknar. I'm not going to try and read that because my eyesight, believe it or not, is quite poor. But from what I've read online, it looks as though he's going to be quite a powerful character. So yeah, they're coming. Here we go. Shadow War Armageddon. So, I'm excited about this. It looks as though it's going to be very Necromunda-ish from what I've seen. Let's have a quick read. So from what I've seen, it looks as though multiple factions are available. Mobs of orcs and Space Marine Scouts fight now to control the Promethean Sprawl. The lifeline of the hive. So it's like the fighting in sort of the power plant, which is really good. So we've got new scenery. One of the defining features of this box game is the scenery that comes in the set. Inside you'll find 2 of the new scenery pieces, the Ferrotonic Furnace and the Alchemite Stack, which you can see more of over the page. It can be assembled in dozens of different ways. Right, so yeah, there's plenty of things to go with there. Let's have a look there. It's a whole new game. Shadow Wars Armageddon may use miniatures from Warhammer 40,000, but it is in fact a standalone game, complete with its own set of rules. 120 page book. It looks as though you've also got the counters there as well. And Shadow War Armageddon is available for pre-order on the 1st of April, release on the 8th, and it's priced at £90. Don't think that's too bad for what you're getting at all. Obviously 2 boxes of Scouts and Orcs probably come to around about 60 quid, and the terrain as well on top of that. So we'll have to have a look and see what the rest of the terrain is. There we go. So the Alchemite Stack. Let's have a look on just reading it very quickly. So it looks as though it can be combined with the Promethean pipes, the void shield generator, and the hemotrope reactors. Where is it? There we go. So Alchemite stack, 1st of April pre-order, £30. It's not bad. If this is all you get, that's quite. It looks a decent size. It's hard to tell, but maybe you only get one of those or so, I think. This one though, galvanic magnevent. Yeah, that looks awesome, but it's £45. Not as expensive and pricey, of course, as the void shield generator. And it does look like you do get a fair bit of that there. But the detail on it looks absolutely fantastic. And then we've got the ferrotonic furnace, and that is £30 again. It doesn't look particularly massive, but it does look like there's a fair detail on. We'll have to wait and see what it actually looks like in the flesh, because if I'm honest, I was a little disappointed with the void shield. I thought there'd have been a lot more detail on there. We've got a new set of tools. So we've got the saw, we've got the citadel knife, and tweezers. Tweezers for £8. I'm not going to say anything on that, but we'll move forward. Talons of the Emperor, that came out last week or the week before, I believe, and the box that you get is fantastic. You get a box of Custodes, a box of Sisters, you get a Land Raider, a Rhino, and a Contemptor, and of course both codex for the Sisters of Silence and Custodes, and it's 95 quid, and the rules for all the models are brilliant. The vehicles are all venerable, they've all got a 5 invulnerable save, and I believe Adamantium will as well. If you're a Mechanicum fan, I do love the Mechanicum models, but unfortunately they're really expensive, and my priorities are really a little elsewhere. The new tank, of course, for the Mechanicum forces is now available as well. Don't know the price on this. I think the Tri-Racer is about £95. This looks as though it's got a little bit more with the guns and everything. We've got Mazaral the Butcher. So he's a Demon Prince of Khorne. Does look pretty cool. I like the flesh shield as well. But again, no price. So they're probably on the Forge World website as we speak. Tales from the Black Library, we've got Magnus, Perturabo, Kalgar's Fury, we've got Dawn of War 3, and Sides of the Emperor. That might be interesting to Rob. Rob, if you watch this, might be interesting. Rob Bear, I think it's Bear or Bear. Grizzly's Cave, basically. Go and check out his Sides of the Emperor. They look amazing. Video game news. What's this? We've got Dawn of War 3 information. Free Blade in there as well. Unfortunately, my PC can't run games, so I'm going to miss out on that, unfortunately. But it does look awesome. We've got a lot of information there regarding contact, letters and emails and such sent in. I think I'll give that a quick read a bit later. So Temporal Distort, where we look back over old games and articles. Space Hulk. I remember, I think I was about 13, so 18 years ago, when this came out, and this little display here, the Deathwing Terminators with the Gene Stealers, it's actually in the display cabinet at Warhammer World at the start of the exhibition. And we've got a couple of articles there about making bridges, and I seem to remember reading that in White Dwarf. I definitely had that White Dwarf, from what I can remember. Golden Demon entries. This Farseer is amazing, and no wonder it won the Slayer Sword. I love kind of the water droplets springing up out of the runes there. There's a much closer look at it there, and of course there's an interview with David Soper, whose model that is. We've got some other entries there. Chaos Sorcerer by Robin McLeod. Death Shroud Terminator by Richard Gray. Here we go, the Kharadron Overlords. So lots of background information in there, and I do love the purple and the brass colours combined with the cream. And these must be the 3 airships, and they look phenomenal. The detail that's on them, I dread to think what the prices are going to be, but they are fantastic sculpts. Seriously, seriously impressed. Oh, and look, he's got a chainsword. Squats all over. So the rulers above the clouds, so there's a lot of information. Oh wow, that scene looks fantastic. Definitely the little guys, and it looks as though they've changed the stems actually for the flying stands. They're a lot more curved now with a bigger bottom on the surface. You can kind of see the curve there actually. So definitely a new direction. Maybe they're playing around there with the flying bases. Of course, we've got more details here about each of the characters and heroes that must be available, and of course we've got the different guilds or factions of them as well. So again, a lot of information and background reading here actually, which I'm quite looking forward to digging into. Lots and lots of weapons. We've got skyhooks, grapple launchers, ethermatic volley gun, sky spike, ethermatic saw is the chainsaw by the looks of it, a volley cannon, which is totally an assault cannon, lots of hooks, very piratey actually, and I do like the thing that they are giving off. Lots of designers' notes there to have a look at, which again, like I said, I'm actually quite interested to sit and read. I'm not going to read it all to you on camera, obviously that would be boring, listening to my voice for that long. But a lot of different factions listed there as well. The Great Six. Yeah, it looks as though there's sort of 6 nations or skyports. And each one of those is represented by each of those guys there. Of course, there's the picture of the Kharadron Overlord Battle Tome as well as the Khorne one, which I'm super excited. I will be getting that, and I will be doing a review for it. So, Destined Duel. Ever wondered what it would be like to pit 2 mighty heroes against each other in a clash of martial skill and brutal cunning? Then you need to play Destined Duel, an exclusive minigame in which 2 players and their chosen heroes clash across a war-torn battlefield. So definitely looks as though it's a game to play with a deck of cards. And again, I'm not going to go through the full rules, but it's really nice that the White Dwarf team are putting just little bits and pieces in like this. Wow, that's a lot of rules. So it's an entire new game essentially that you can just use a deck of cards and your heroes to play with. What we got here? Illumination. So it looks as though this is a quite a bit new artwork perhaps. I like the Gene Stealer Cult one there with the Goliath. We've got the Tau suits descending on a Thunderhawk. Speaking of Thunderhawks, apparently there was only one resin one left at Forge World over the course of the weekend. And of course Games Workshop trolling with the plastic Thunderhawk box. Who knows, we still haven't seen the Plastic Sisters that I think it was Eddie mentioned when he was in the bin last October, apart from of course Celestine. Yeah, some really cool artwork. Dark Eldar getting some love. Demons of Slanesh, and of course the Black Legion there as well. So what have we got here? A Grudge to Sat. This must be the battle report. And I do like how they are doing the battle reports again. I remember this obviously from 18 years ago when I used to read White Dwarf. So it's Kharadron Overlords versus Flesh Eaters, and Flesh Eaters of course pretty powerful in an army. Yeah, I can see what he's pretty much running there. He's got the Crypt Ghouls, I want to say, Vargeist. He's got the small ghouls, so he's probably going to be regenerating them, and of course he's got the Courtiers and a couple of zombie dragons. Meanwhile, the Kharadron Overlords have got 3 airships there and a few bodies. It doesn't look like there's that many there, to be honest, but we don't know exactly what the rules are. There is bits and pieces detailed here as well. So again, you know, this is going to reveal quite a lot. I do like the basing as well, very sticking with Age of Sigmar theme and the Shattered Dominion boards. So lots of really close-up cool pictures there as well. I like how they've already painted a couple of different forces up in different colours and everything that you've seen in the pictures so far. Some fantastic pictures and everything here. I mean, look at the detail on the board with the blood and the skulls. Fantastic for flesh eaters. Some beautiful, beautiful models. The level of detail on them is just absolutely phenomenal. And there we go. Escape from Ferro Giant Alpheus. It's clearly an oil rig. They've even gone to town and made the waves on the bottom, and this looks fantastic. This is from one side, this is from the other. This must be a good 10, 12, 15 kits at least, but it looks phenomenal. It says, see this board in Warhammer World now. And actually, come to think of it, when me and Lucy went down to Warhammer World in March, or indeed a couple of weeks ago, we played a game each, and if you listen to Lucy's game, you can actually hear them moving the table on one of the trolleys, so I suspect it was probably this. There we go, kill teams. We've got the details of the kill teams that were involved there. So we've got Guard, we've got Blood Angel Scouts, and of course we've got the 2 teams of Orcs there as well. That's massive, it really is. I would love to play on this. Look, even so far as doing sewage, dropping it into the water, you've got obviously the lower levels very, very rusted compared to the higher levels. Wow, there you go, close-up detail on the sides of it. If I had the space, I would love to make an oil rig-esque table like this. It would be phenomenal. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm taken aback. Shadow Wars Armageddon rules for Skitarii kill teams. So these mustn't be included in the actual rules. We've got all the weapons and everything there, the weapon profiles. It'd be interesting to see how this plays actually. I'm very interested. I never actually got to play Necromunda before it was taken off the shelves. Ah, we've got Gene Stealer Cult as well. That's fantastic. All of the details there. It's great that they're supporting. It's very reminiscent of what's it called? Games consoles where they're releasing downloadable content. It's very, very handy to have them updating stuff like this in White Dwarf. And obviously showing support of the game, similar to how the Harlequins got the rules for Gangs of Commorragh as well. War on the Long Lake, so even here they're supporting the Hobbit, fighting in Lake Town. I know they recently re-released Lake Town. And you can see here, oh, there's Smaug. That looks phenomenal. So obviously you've got the extra scenarios and everything there for that. Some bits of Blood Bowl news, and a tale of 4 Warlords, which is now continuing with 40k. So we've got Black Templar Squad. It looks as though they've used Star Collecting boxes actually. I think that's the Star Collecting Space Marine box. Yeah, they must have. We've got the Astra Militarum starter box, Chaos Space Marines pinned up in Iron Hands, it looks like Iron Warriors. And the Eldar one, and of course playing on the new scenery, it does look fantastic. And then I like this section a lot because you get to see a lot of people's very unique and different converted models. So for example here I recognise the bottom half of a Dominus. We've got the skull from a Dominus there, we've got some galvanic rifles from some Skitarii. I'm going to hazard a guess at a Blight King there. Some awesome, awesome models here. The level of detail that some of these guys put in is fantastic. Army Showcase, the Sky Serpent, so we've got details of a Dark Eldar force here. And I do love the Raider with the giant ether sail on. Obviously that's from the Forge World Reaper model. Oh, I love this Talos, totally ripped apart with its shell off. Lots of blood and guts hanging out at the top of it as well. The level of detail on the bases is unbelievable. You've got skulls, rocks, flowers. And it looks as though we've even got conversions of Slith. And I want to say Medusa. And I'm not sure what this guy's converted out of actually. But he's very, very cool. Ah, it's the Elf Assassin model. And then we've got the Sector Mechanicus building section, which is of course the new terrain. It does look pretty cool to clip together actually. So we'll have to have a look into that when that comes. I think I'll definitely be doing an unboxing for that. I mean, look at that, that's phenomenal. And there's the reactor and of course the void shield and the Promethean pipes all in with that as well. Varying colour schemes. This very reminiscent of my 30k mech army. I do love the blue and the white, and of course the dark grey, the yellow as well. Looks very, very industrial and fantastic. We've got painting tutorials for the Kharadron Overlords. I seriously suggest you read some of these tutorials because some of the hints and tips that are in them are absolutely fantastic. So we've got painting tutorials for the actual guys, and then monsters that people have painted around Games Workshop headquarters. This thing is amazing. The Bastillodon, I love how the gems are very kind of galaxy effect, and I love the dark glow of the shell. More Crushers are beautiful, beautiful cabbages. If you like cabbage, seriously, go and get one. Cabbages are awesome. Whoa, what on earth is that? A Hell Pit Abomination. I don't even know what's there, but that looks unreal. See what else we've got. So exclusive stuff to Warhammer World. Me and Lucy recently picked up the Blood Oath book and of course the Iron Warp Citadel book. She's got the Errant Questor as well, but I didn't pick up any of the other exclusives. I wasn't too fussed on them. Not even the Space Marine Command tanks. Exclusive hoodies. I do have the Blood Angel hoodie though. Lucy got that very kindly for me for Christmas. And then we've got some readers models, and there's one in particular that I'm looking out for here, and I hope it's in. Can't see it yet. Some amazing, that Blood Angel Land Raider, wow. So the one I'm looking for is not there. It must be in next month. Mikey Mowat pinned up his Inari Vizark, and it looks unbelievable, and he actually painted up using some of the tutorials in White Dwarf, so that's another reason why I would suggest you check them out, because they are incredibly useful even to some phenomenal experienced painters. What have we got here in the bunker? So we've got a mini battle report between Magnus and Rabut Gulliman. I won't spoil that, so definitely check on that. And there's the starting point of the Ferrogiant Alpheus polystyrene, or foam, in fact, for the bases, for the base, and that looks fantastic. Actually, I would love to be able to have the funds to build something like that. That's phenomenal. And of course, we've got Alariel there as well. Fantastic model. If I could start another Age of Sigmar army, I would totally do Sylvaneth, because some of the models are absolutely fantastic. Next month we've got Time to Celebrate New Rules. I wonder if that's 40k. Paint Splatter, Tale of 4 Warlords, Batreps, Golden Demon, and much more. So there's not much being given away there as to what's coming next month. But that is it, folks. That is this month's White Dwarf. That is the is it April? Yes, it's the April issue. Please go and subscribe to White Dwarf if you want to get it early. If you want to see some of this stuff on the channel, let me know what you want to see. I will definitely be picking up Armageddon and some of the terrain, and of course the Khorne book, which I will be doing a review of as well. But that's it, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Please go and check out the rest of the channel and give us a subscribe. Check out the battle reports and tutorials. Also check out our sponsors, Wargames UK, for discounts on all of your hobby related products, and of course Games Workshop products as well. So thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.